Hey Python learners, in today's video we are going to explore many important Python set questions. By the end of this video, you will understand how to solve these set questions with confidence. So let's get started. This is the PDF of the questions we will be discussing today. The link to download this PDF is in the description below. You can go and check it out. Let us read the very first question, which is to create a set with numbers input by the user between 1 to 10 and remove even numbers. So basically, the question is to that the user will input few numbers and we need to remove the even numbers. So it will be the same whether the user will input it between 1 to 10 or would it be 1 to 100 or 1 to 1000. The general logic will be same. So let's start coding. First thing will be to take the input from the user. So we will write my set is equal to, and here we will take the input, enter numbers as it's written in the question, set with numbers. So we'll split it by space, and as these are the numbers, so we can use map int comma input dot split, and we'll just convert this into set like this. Then it says to remove even numbers. So what we can do is we can make a new set and then we can add the odd numbers in that set and then we'll print it. So new set is equal to set. Then for x in my set, if x is not divisible by 2, that means if it's an odd number, then we'll append it into new set. So new set dot appendix, and at the last we will print the new set. This is the method to create an empty set. So an empty set is created by writing set with parentheses. Let us run this. So if we say 1, 2, 3 and like this, it's showing some error, and yeah, the error is new set dot append. So append is not the method of set. Append is a method of list to add elements in the list. For set, we use add. So new set dot add x. Let us run this and let us write the elements again. So we can see all the elements that are odd are printed in a set. An alternate to this is if we create the new set using the set comprehension, like we write for x in my set, that is this one for x in my set, and then we put this condition here without the colon sign, and here like we have written new set dot add x, so here we just need to write x, so like this is my set, and then we can print the new set. So here we can print method 1, and here we can print method 2. So if we just write some random numbers, you can see we got the same, and I suppose the correct answer, and yes, it's the correct answer, and by both the methods we got the same answer. There are other methods as well, like if you want to modify my set and we use this. Let us just copy this. Other method can be if instead of adding the odd numbers to the new set, we add even numbers. And then we should not print this new set. What we can do is we can remove the elements that are added in the new set. That is the even numbers in my set. We can remove it from my set. So what can we do is we can use the loop in new set here. For y in new set, my set dot remove y, and then we will print my set. Print my set. So let us see. Let the numbers be 1, 3, 5, 2, and 4. Okay, so we should comment this. Let us run this again. The numbers are these, and you can see we got the same answer. And we can write this in one another way. So one another way can be, we can say my set dot difference update, and here we create set x for x in my set if x is divisible by 2, that is if it is even. So what this says is x for x in my set if x is divisible by 2, that means the even numbers. This will get all the even numbers in the list, and it says dot difference update. So you can see here it's written update the set removing elements found in others. So all the elements that are even that we found here will be deleted from my set. Let us print to my set, and we'll also print info. And here also can print M3. Let us run this and see. So if we take the same number, you can see we got the correct and the same answer from all the 4 methods. So there can be many methods to do one single question. Let us move on. The second question says to write a program to find union, intersection, and difference of two sets. Okay, so set A is this and set B is this. So instead of taking input again and again, we can just copy this set in our code because now we know how to input a set. So A is this, B is this, and what the program says, we need to find union, intersection, and difference of two sets. So there can be two ways. And first one is we can directly print the union, intersection, difference of the sets. And the second way is we can ask the user what exactly one of the three choices the user wants us to display. So for that, if we want to give the choice to the user, we have to first input from the user. Like we can say the user to type 1 for the intersection of the set to be printed, and likewise 2 for union, and 3 for the difference. And according to the choice input by the user, Python can show the intersection or union or the difference. So if A is 1, we can print A dot intersection B, if A is 2, we can print the union. So print A dot union B, and if A is 3, what we need to print? We need to print the difference. So we'll print B minus A, And if, for suppose, the user inputs 4, then you can put else that computer should show invalid input. So the computer will show an invalid input if the user types any other thing except 1, 2, or 3. So let us run this. For example, if you want the intersection of the sets, then you can see this is printed. But we exited from the program. So we can put this in while loop, or maybe like we can say the loop to run 4 times or 5 times like this. So we can use the while true loop here. That is, the loop will go again and again, will go on. And here we can print the sets as well. So print A and print. So let us see the output. If we want to find the intersection, we can say 1 and the intersection is printed. If we want to find reference 3, then 4, 5 is printed. We say 2, then you can see the union is printed and this program will go on. There is an alternate to this. We can directly use the operators. Like here, we have written A dot intersection B. So instead of writing like this, we can simply write A and B like this. The difference is B minus A only, and for writing union, it can be like this. So if we run this and see, for example, if we want the union, then you can see this union came and intersection. Like this, we are getting the correct answers. Okay, so let's see the third question now. Third question is to write a Python code to check if two sets are disjoint. Okay, so we need to check if there is any common element between A and B or not. If there's no common element, then we can say that the sets are disjoint, otherwise it's not disjoint. Like you can see in the test cases as well. So let us assume A and B. So we can take the same A and B like we have taken here. Now if we want to check whether they're disjoints or not, there are two ways. First, we can check the intersection. So if A and B, so if this is equal to an empty set, then we can print disjoint set or simply disjoint. Else we can print not disjoint, not disjoint. And let us write another way also. The alternate method is we can directly use the is disjoint method. So for that we can print A is disjoint, A dot is disjoint B. So let us run this and see if this is working. And yeah, this is disjoint method returns false to us. So you can see this false, and this has printed not disjoint. And it is because this is 3 and this is also 3, so there is a common element between both. If we do it like this and if we run this, then you can see it showed error because like this the Python thought A is a dictionary. So for an empty set we need to write like this. If you run this, so it has shown that this is disjoint because there's no common element in between, and true shows the same thing. Next question is to write a Python program to add and remove elements from a set. So if you want to add and remove elements, we can again have an option. We can directly show we can directly take two inputs from the user, and we add the first one and remove the second one, or we have a choice that we ask the user if he wants to add an element or remove an element, and accordingly we can do. So let us make the second one because that will be more interactive to the user. So if we make a as 1 comma 2 comma 3, and then we just print a. After that, like we have used previously, we can use the while true loop. So while true, and we need to take input from the user, whether the user wants to add or remove. So input will type here, type 1 to add an element and 2 to remove. And then what we'll do is we'll put if condition if a is equal to 1. Then we need to remove an element. So we need to take input from the user which element to be removed. Sorry, for 1 was add. I spoke the opposite. So for if a is 1, then we need to take input from the user which element to be added. So b is equal to input, enter element to add. Let me write in short. Then we can just use the add method. So a dot add b, and then we will print this set. And other condition will be if a is true, 2, then we can just copy this, and instead of add, we'll remove it. But there's a condition and remove that if b is there in this set a or not. We need to check that also. So we'll check if b in set a or simply b in a, I guess. Yeah, so we have to indent this properly. So we'll check if b in a, we'll just remove it and we'll print the set. Otherwise, it should be printed that not in set or a is not in set. Sorry, b. We're talking about the element b that is input by the user. So b is not in set. And there is one more thing when we are removing an element from the list set, that it should not be empty. So we need to check that as well. So we can write here if length of a is greater than 0. This is the check if the set is non-empty or not. Then this condition will hold, and we can write else. Else we will print that it's an empty set, no element to delete. So let us run this and see. So this is a set, and let us remove an element. Let us set enter an element to add. Okay, this is because here we haven't changed this prompt. Should we remove? So let us say 2. I pressed enter twice and that's why it got exit from the program. So if I say 2, enter element 2, remove. Let us remove 2. Then you can see 1, 3 is in the set. Okay, so let us give an element that is not in the set 4. So 4 is not in the set. Let us say 1, then 4 to be added. 4 is added to our set. Let us say if we want to add 1 itself, then it's already added in the set, so there is no change. Let us try removing all the sets. All the elements. So we have removed all the elements and now we got an empty set. Let us say 2 again. Then it did not show any error. Instead it printed empty set. So this is a program to add or remove an element from the set. Let us move ahead. So the next question is to write a program to find the maximum and minimum value in a set. So let's solve the maximum one and minimum. You can do it yourself. Let us copy this. And this will be our set. A is equal to the set. And then we can print the maximum of A. So using max, you can directly calculate the maximum of A. If we print this, we got the answer as 4 because the list was set was 1, 2, 3, 4. If you write here 40 and if you write it 110, let us run this. We got 110, which is the maximum value of A. Next question says to write a Python code to convert a list with duplicate values into a set. Okay, so there is a list and we need to convert it to a set. So we have a direct method for this. If we just copy this list, my list is equal to this, and then we need to print set of my list. So see the results, you can see 1, 2, 3 is here, and if you just take it with this, then if you print it, you can see A and B are printed. That is the same thing, and Z is unordered. That's why here A comma B is the expected output, but our output is B comma A. So in a set, A comma B and B comma A are both the same things. If you try with the third example, you can see we got an empty set. So let's just see seventh question, which is to write a program to check if a given element exists in a set. Okay, so we have a set and we need to check if this element x is equals to 2 is there in the set or not. So let us comment this one and write this. So this is a set and this is the element. I need to check if this element is there in our set or not. So to check it, you can simply write if x in S, print true, else print false. So it printed true because 2 is there in the set. If we write 90 and then if we run this, we got false because this is not in the set. And there is one alternate and short method for this. We can simply say print A in my set. Or here the set is S, so S. So we just say that if this number is there in set, it will directly print the boolean value true or false. So you can see false is printed here. Next question is to write a Python program to find symmetric difference between two sets. Okay, so we have to find the symmetric difference. First set is 1, 2, 3, second is 3, 4, 5, and the result is 1, 2, 4, 5. So that second test case 10, 20, 20, 30, and we got 10, 30. So you would have understood by the examples what symmetric difference is. That is, we saw the common elements between A and B and they're removed from the final set. You see this 1 comma 2 and 1 comma 2, so both the sets are same, and that's why we got an empty set and X as our output. Okay, so let us copy this. So we want to find the symmetric difference. We can say to print A dot symmetric difference B. If we directly print this, you can see 1, 2, 4, 5, we got the correct answer. There's an alternate method to this. And what is that alternate? We can use the XOR operator. So if we use the XOR operator, which is this symbol, so the XOR operator will directly find the symmetric difference. So let us write here method 1. And here we can write method 2. Let us run this. And you can see we got the same answer. If we just change the set, if we use the third test case, this is set 1 comma 2, that is both the sets are same. Let us run this again, and you can see we got empty sets as an answer. Let us see what do we have to do in question number 9, which is to write a program to check if a set is a subset of another set. Okay, so A is 1 comma 2 and B is 1 comma 2 comma 3. So we need to check if A has all the elements that are already present in B or not. So like 1 comma 2, both the elements are present in B, so the answer is 2. 4 comma 5 and 1 comma 2 comma 3. So the elements are different. That means 4 and 5 are not there in B. So the answer is false. If we see this, this is an empty set and this is 1. So an empty set is said to have an element or no element, or phi, we denote it like that. So this is always in subset. An empty set is always a subset of a non-empty set. So by this is also a subset. So what can we do is we can use a subset if A is this and B is this, and we can use if A dot is subset B, then we have to print true, else we have to print false. Let us see this. So we got true because it's a subset. Now let us remove these elements and write here set. Then if we run this, we again got true. Instead of this, let us write this. Now the answer should be false, and yes, we got the correct answer. There's an alternate to this, and what's the alternate? That we can use the less than or equal to operator. So using operator less than equal to. So if we print A is less than equal to B, then let us see this answer. This is giving false. And if we just say this, then it's giving true. So there are different methods to do this as well. Let us see the 10th one. This is to write a Python code to remove an arbitrary element from a set using pop. Okay, so we need to use the pop method and we need to remove an arbitrary element from the set. So this is 1, 2, 1, 3. We need to remove one element from this. This has only one element, so you got an empty set, and here we have an empty set, so nothing can be removed from it. So let us name the set as my set, and we can just copy it from here. Then what we have to do is to remove an arbitrary element from a set using pop. So first, before removing, we should check if the set is empty or has some elements. So we can check the length. If length of my set is not 0, that is the set is not empty, then we can say my set dot pop. Else what we can do is we can print no element to remove in the set, or no element in the set to remove. At the last we can print my set. So if you want my set to be printed only when something is removed, we can print the my set after this line and instead of here, but we can just print it anywhere we want. So let us say okay, so it has removed one random element, and here we got the answer 2,3. So here many of you would think that we haven't checked if the element is there in the set or not. It is because pop doesn't raise this error if element is not present in the set. So it's not needed to see that condition as well. Like we had to see in the case of remove, but in pop it does not raises any error, so there's no need. Question 11 is to write a Python code to check if two sets are equal. So like this, these both are equal, these both are equal, this is not, and these are also equal. So let us name the sets as A and B. So A, and we can take input also this time. Let us say set input enter A, and here we can say dot split. Then similarly we have to take input B. So B is another set, and then we can say if A is equal to B, then both sets are equal. Otherwise, we'll just print not equal or different sets. So enter A. A is 1, 2, B is 2, 1, then both are equal. Let us say if A is just space, that is nothing, and B is 1, then they're not equal. We give space in both, that is both are empty set, then they're equal. So it's giving the correct output. Question 12 is to write a Python program to clear all elements from a set. So the set is 1, 2, 3. We got an empty set, and likewise in this. So we can take input for this set as well, and then we can just use the clear method, a dot clear, and we can print this. Using the clear method, all the elements get vanished from the set, like 1, 2, 3, 5, right? Then you can see we got an empty set. If we give an empty set, then also we got an empty set. If we give many elements like this, then you can see again we got an empty set. Question 13 says to write a Python program to find the difference between two sets using difference method. So here we need to use difference method. Like this is 1, 2, 3, and this is 2. So 2 got removed from this, and likewise we can see it here. So if we observe this, this is A minus B and not B minus A. So we can take input of two sets, or we can simply write this it's directly. So we do not have to input again and again. This one and this. Then we need to calculate the difference between both sets. So either we can say print A dot difference B or B dot difference A. Let us write both, and then we can even see the difference between them. And let us also print A minus B and B minus A. So here let us write A minus B, and here we will write B minus A. Here is A dot difference B, so we can just write A dot difference B, and here we'll write B dot difference A. Then we can print this. So you can see this 1, 3 is printed, and here it's an empty set. Here also it's an empty set, and here the set is printed. So the desired output was this 1, 3. So the second and the third method is not to be done here, and the first and the fourth one is to be done. So it's A dot difference B, which is A minus B. I hope you got the difference between both, because in B minus A, 2 got removed because this was present in this set, whereas in A minus B, we'll see if 1 is not present in this set, then it will be remained in this set and will not be removed, and similarly for 3, because it is present in A but not in B, so it does not get removed. Whereas 2 is present in B, so it got removed in A minus B. So let us run this once, and this is the desired output. Let us move on to question number 14. Question 14 says to write the Python code to create a frozen set and try to add elements to it. So a frozen set in Python is an immutable version of a set, meaning once it's created, you cannot modify it. So we cannot add any element, or we cannot remove any element from the frozen set. Let us make a frozen set. A is equal to frozen set input enter A, and here we'll write dot split. So here we have taken input and we have converted that input to a frozen set. Then we can print the things written here, like we can print the type, we can print the set, and we can add element to it. So while adding element, it will give an error. So if we say print set is, and here we can just print the set A. Then we'll print type is, and here we'll print type of set A. Then we can print adding a new value to set, and here we can add value, or we can add value in the same line also. So here it is print A, and here we can add, for example, 5. If we run this, if we enter A, let us see it from where 1, 2, 3. So you can see first the set is printed, which we had written here set is. Then we had written type is. So this type is printed, then adding a new element to set. So this prompt is printed, and it was written a dot add 5. So the element is not added because it's a frozen set. So it's giving an error named attribute error. So if we don't want it to give error, instead it should just say that the element cannot be added in the set. We can first comment these, and then we can use try except. So try, we have to add the element, so this will be written in try, and if the element cannot be added, so we write except. And what was the error? It was attribute error, right? So we'll just write here except attribute error, and if the error comes, then it has to print that new value cannot be added to frozen set. Then if we run this, if we enter 1, 2, 3, then you can see we do not get the value. Instead, it's printed that new value cannot be added to set. So let us see the last question, which is to write a Python program to find elements that are common in two sets and also divisible by a given number. Okay, so like both are the sets, and the common elements are 4 and 6 in both, and if it's divisible by 2, it will be printed. So in this, we want two sets and a number. So let us just say set 1 is 2, 4, 6, 8, and set 2 is 3, 4, 6, 9. Then we need to write a number, so let it be A. A is 2. So we need to see the intersection of both, and if the elements in this intersection are divisible by A or not. So for this, we need to use the for loop for x in set 1. If x in set 2, then what we have to do is then we need to check if it is divisible by A or not. If it's divisible, then new set dot add x, and we are adding it to a new set, so we have to make an empty new set there. At the last, we will print the new set. Let us see this. We got an error here. List object has no. Okay, the error is I have made it a list instead of an empty set. And so if we run this again, you can see we got 4,6. We can do it with another method. Alternate method is if we print this slightly for x in set 1 and set 2. That means intersection of both set 1 and set 2 if x is there. And we can put one more condition. If x, okay, if x is divisible by a, then we have to write x here. So x will be printed or it will add to the set. So let us see this, and we got the correct answers. Alright, that's it for today's video. I hope these questions helped you understand sets better and gave you the confidence to use them in your own code. If you found this video useful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Infosmart Solutions. And if you have any questions or want me to cover more Python topics, just drop a comment below. I'll see you in the next video. Happy coding!